no sacred holy cow, no pretty ruby mouth to smile and charm you through. I got no clever silver tongue to flatter people into doing what I want them to. I'm not much for pushing buttons, pulling puppet strings or fussing. Besides making silly rhymes, I'm really not so...
Okay, we're here with Amy LaVere and Will Sexton at the Bell House in Brooklyn, New York. You're touring with Luther Dickinson and the Cooperators,
Yeah.
and you're also opening for him.
Yeah.
Could you tell me, how your relationship with Luther has developed?
Well, Luther and I, actually, I knew Luther's dad before I knew Luther. Luther and I may have met once or twice, but it was definitely, my relationship with the Dickinson family began with Jim Dickinson. He'd seen me play bass, heard about me playing bass, and it started with him having me back him up. I did several gigs with Jim, and I would never know the songs, and I would just fall apart until I figured it out. Every single song, like halfway through the song, I would know it. But I think that he just really liked that loose aesthetic and hearing everything just sort of come together, And it was a privilege to get to play with him. So then he ended up producing a record for me, and Luther toured all the time. He's always toured so much, and so our friendship developed pretty slow. Just randomly we'd cross paths and get to know each other. And then when he did these few solo records, he's had me come and play bass on them, and then it's just kept, he keeps hiring me to play bass on records he produces for other artists. A great one that he just did was a record for a girl named Samantha Fish that has a record coming out, and that was a really fun project. But it's a joy to tour with Luther. He, like his dad, also likes to keep things really fresh and really simple and strong, and just kind of see where the wind blows you when you're out there, which is fun because it's never over-rehearsed. It's always just it's just a blast. You just have to really keep your ears open and pay attention and get in the river and row.
Switch the setup constantly, and just kind of you never know what's going to happen, but it's like keeping everybody, he's so nurturing in the way that he produces and the way that he runs his show, that it's like he makes it fun.
He makes it super fun. Yes, that's true.
I think when he first came out tonight, he even said something like, "You never know what's going to happen," and it seems like he sets it up that way where he likes to not know what's going to happen.
Yeah, he has a gigantic master set list, and we don't follow a set list. I mean, the closest thing I know is he'll say, "You're going to come out after this song," so at least I know the cue of which song I'm going to enter the stage, but after that, all bets are off. So, and even before that, all bets are off. He just goes with how he feels is working for the night.
So the album he produced for you was Runaway's Diary, which came out when? 2014?
That sounds right, yeah. God, was it already that long ago? Yeah.
Well, time is flying, yeah.
And Jim, Luther's dad, was going to produce a record for me, and he passed, and then I ended up making the next record with a producer named Craig Silvey. That was a record called Stranger Me, and I'm really proud of that record. I love that record so much. But the next record I wanted to be more roots-oriented. The material just sounded like it needed to be very earthy. And funny enough, I actually didn't think of Luther initially, but we ended up in a situation where we were just talking about it, and just after the conversation I was thinking, why haven't I thought of Luther producing this record? And he actually mentioned, well, if you're looking for a producer, I was like, hey, that's a great idea. Let's do that.
So that was done down in Memphis?
It was done in Memphis in part, and then we did some of it in Coldwater at his studio there at Zebra Ranch.
Okay. And when did you two meet?
Well, actually, in a roundabout way, we almost have Luther to thank for that too, because when he pulled together the band The Wandering, which was Sade, Valerie June, Shannon McNally, myself, and Luther. After that tour was finished, Shannon and I decided to do a run together we brought my drummer and she brought Will to play guitar on that run, and I was backing her up on harmonies and bass on her songs, and she would play guitar and sing harmonies on mine, so Will was out on the road with us for a little over a month, I guess, and when the tour was over, I was kind of wish he was around all the time. So we kept in touch, and several months later, Will became part of my family, and then we married.
Yeah, Amy brought me from Austin to Memphis to play a little bit on the Runaway Stars.
Yeah, that was the next time we hung out. Was on that record.
So how is it touring together? I just saw an interview with.
It's super easy.
Oh yeah,
It's the best, yeah. I mean, there's times when I miss the full band, but really this is just a dream to be able to tour just Will and I. It's made me a much better bass player, actually, to not have the luxury of a drummer, or just the percussive thing is.
This tour has just been the complete ideal, situation.
I get to do
for us,
both.
We get to do it all.
Yeah.
It's just it's been beautiful.
Yeah, but I'm really grateful for the duo thing, and we have so much fun.
And we get to play with
he's so easy. Super easy.
And Randall, Sade and Randall.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys have something new that you're putting out soon?
Well, Hallelujah, I'm a Dreamer was a record that Will and I made together specifically because people would come to the merch table after the duo show and say, what sounds most like what we just heard? And all of my records were full production records, so we basically jumped in the studio in 2 days and just did what I guess could be a compilation of songs from several of my records and some other newer material, and made this duo record. But yeah, I've got a little mountain of new material that I'm hoping will find a home on a new record in the fall. But I've honored all 5 records with my first label, Archer Records, who I adore. But I'm anxious to see if maybe there's a different path for me this next year. Yeah.
Very good. So how long will you be continuing the tour with Luther?
This tour just has a little close to 2 weeks left, maybe a week and a half left, and then we were in South by Southwest for the long weekend, and then Will and I go to Europe for 2 months doing the duo thing again.
Great, fantastic.
Mm-hmm. And then, but Luther's already got some shows on the books for coming up in the summertime.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to thank you very much for
Thank you.
talking to us.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Nice talking to you.
Thank you.